Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. In this video I'd like to show you how to make this bracelet. This bracelet is part of or an extension of the Crochet Along Flights of Fancy and is designed by Annelies Baes. We're going to be using our leftover yarn from the kit to make this bracelet. Of course the kit contains linen soft yarn by Scheepjes. This is an entire skein. Now you really don't need that much. Leftovers are more than enough. I just happen to have a complete one here. I'll be taking you step by step through making this bracelet. I hope it's a useful video for you. Thank you for watching. So what do you need to make the bracelet? Some leftover yarn, a crochet hook and a reasonably thin one. Up till now we've been using a 4mm hook on our crochet along. But for the bracelet you really need to drop a few hook sizes, so either a 2.5 or a 3mm crochet hook. A 2.5 is most probably better because it'll make your stitches more dense, but I'm going to be using the 3mm crochet hook because then you'll just be able to see what I'm doing, and that's after all the whole point of this video. You'll also be needing a closing to actually connect your bracelet. That's one like this, and super glue because we're going to be gluing everything together at the end of the line. So I'll be taking you step by step through this step and stitches that make up this bracelet. I'm going to start with a slip knot on our hook, and then we're going to work 5 chain stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's chain 5. Then we're going to close the circle by making a slip stitch in the first chain stitch. Now you've closed your circle. And what we're now going to do is in each loop on the outside here we're going to work a slip stitch. And that you're going to basically be doing for the next half hour. So in the next stitch, and especially in the beginning, it is very fiddly because it's all still very small. 1, that's the first chain, 2, and then this is 3 and 4, and now we're back where we started again, but you're not going to do anything other than just continue. So on the next stitch again, it's just the next loop you see, work another slip stitch, and the next loop, work a slip stitch. So you can see how you're working in the round, and every time picking up the next loop you see. Slowly but surely your bracelet will grow. And this is especially in the beginning, like I said, really fiddly. And it doesn't matter that the beginning here looks a little funny because you're going to be you're going to put a cap on that anyway, so that's going to be okay. You can see that I'm continue to work. And just note on the stitches that you have, if you have at any given point you've got 5 stitches. This is the stitch you're currently in, it's that stitch, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 other stitches. So at any given time you have 5 stitches. And you're always working in the outer loop of the slip stitch, because here you can see there's the inner loop and that's the outer loop. But because you're making a tube, it's that inner loop you almost don't see. So the most obvious loop to work in is the outer loop anyway. So you must probably otherwise be asking yourself, where is that inner other loop? I only see one loop. So then you know why. So you continue like this for the next well, half hour, well, however long it takes you, maybe a bit longer, until you feel that your bracelet is long enough. And that really depends on you, if you want a very tight fit or you actually want a roomy one. So that's all up to you. You can really see how it's starting to grow here, and as it gets longer you'll have to massage this just a little bit into shape. So continue, and also make sure that you don't accidentally skip a stitch, because you see, for example, this stitch here is now a little bit fallen inwards because I was just doing this, and it could be easy to skip that stitch. So always make sure that you have those 5 stitches, one that you're currently in plus 4 more. If you suddenly see like, oh boy, I've only got 4 stitches left, or maybe even 3 stitches left, then you know that you must probably skip the stitch somewhere. So you continue like this until you're satisfied with the length of your bracelet. And I'll show you in a moment how to finish. At a certain point you've reached a considerable length in this tube that you're making. Mine is now about 17 centimeters, and that for me is a very good fit around my wrist. Maybe yours should actually be smaller or larger depending on your wrist. So what you now do is you cut off and pull through. So we cut off yarn and pull through. I do suggest you work away these tails, so work them into the bracelet through the middle. That will just give you a more clean result. So work both your tails away before we actually make the bracelet itself. So in addition to, of course, the tube that we just made, you also need a closing to make your bracelet. So that's this, as well as super glue. So this is just garden variety super glue that I bought at a store. So these 3 elements we're going to be combining, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. Take the super glue, put a droplet of the super glue in one end of the bracelet. And I'm being quite generous here actually, because I really want it to stick. And then you push this into there and push tight and let it set. And that's it. And now it's already quite secured actually. I'm not going to pull it too hard because I don't want to pull it apart, but this is already almost set. And you're going to do exactly the same at the other end as well. And then that completes your bracelet. And that also brings us to the end of this instruction video. I hope it was a useful video for you. Thank you for watching.